Hey everybody, Ben here. So I'm going to talk to you from my van instead of the new studio. It's not ready yet. The acoustics are horrible still. Anyway, I was thinking about a topic today, and I wanted to get this video made before it went out the other side of my brain. So anyway, not too long ago, I had some new agents I was training to do the job, and part of the job is going out and finding people that miss court. So we get a judgment nisi in the mail, or a warrant, and then I just give it to the new agents. Say, here you go, work this warrant. So they start doing research. We pull a report. Now, of course, none of the information on the application is good. None of the information on the indemnitor form or cosigner is good. So we have to resort to looking them up in our database. So we look them up in our database, and one of our databases, and most of them offer this, is a list of historical phone numbers. So one of the agents start just going down the list of historical phone numbers. I think the agent wound up texting like 5 or 6 of the numbers, something like that. Anyway, they got a response from one of the numbers. Well, it didn't take long before the agent realized that they were talking to the person that we had the warrant for, the nisi. So they got real excited. They're like, this is him. So one of the agents that was like, do you want me to tell them they got some paperwork to sign to get them in here? Well, that's where I differ. My auto response was, try telling them the truth to see how that works out. It's like because I'm not saying anything bad about the agent. They just didn't know, or maybe they didn't know my style, or they're kind of new to the job, kind of new to the field. And when I was coming up in this field, I came up as a bounty hunter. So the difference between what I do now and when I started was, if I didn't get my guy in, I didn't get paid. So now it's more preventative maintenance. I don't get paid for finding my own people. Where back then, my go-to might have been trickery for a little while anyway, and that never really sat well with me. To get the guy in to get paid. I mean, whenever you're and that's why I don't like outsourcing bounty hunters, because when you outsource bounty hunters, when you hire somebody and you're not going to pay them until they get your guy in custody, then it changes the dynamics of the bounty hunt. As right now, as the person that stands to lose if that person isn't put back in jail, I have quite a bit of discretion. Like not too long ago, I called a guy. I was out bounty hunting. I was riding solo, and I was looking for this address. I had already checked one address, and the guy wasn't there, but somebody was home. Well, while I was looking for this other address, the guy I was looking for called me. He's like, hey man, I just got a call from so-and-so, said you're looking for me, what's up? I was like, well, you missed court. We got a warrant for you, and we got to get this resolved. All right, guys, I mean, it's, I think, midnight at this time. There's not a whole lot of bluffing that you can do. I mean, I guess you can, hey, just sign this paper and I'll present it to the judge and get the warrant lifted. I don't like doing business like that. It's just not If that's your style, okay, that's fine, but that's just not my style. So I'm on the phone with this guy. I'm like, I've got a warrant for you. The problem I have isn't necessarily that you missed court. The problem I have is I went to the address I have on file for you and you weren't there. You didn't live there anymore. What's going on? He's like, oh, this happened, that happened. Life happens. People move. They change addresses. Especially people we deal with. People we deal with almost always move once, twice, or 4 times between the time we get them out of jail and they go to court. It's just the style of people we deal with. So I'm like, okay, I'll help you out. But if I'm going to help you out, I want to look you in the eyes. I want to see you face to face. And of course the guy's like, can I just come to the office tomorrow? I got my kids here, my wife's here. And I'm like, no, that's not how this is going to work. Look, I give you my word. I won't take you in, but I need to see your face. I need to know where you're living. I need to know how to find you if I need to find you. I want to come to wherever you are right now. And his wife's on her other phone freaking out, trying to call the agent that wrote the bond, because people tend to have a connection with the person that actually got him out of jail. I was just the guy looking for him. So the agent that got him out of jail calls me and says, hey, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get a face-to-face with this guy. We got a warrant on him. And he's like, okay. So he called, the writing agent calls the guy and he's like, dude, quit being an idiot. If Ben says he's not going to lock you up, then he's not going to lock you up. Let him help you. If you don't let him help you, he's going to find you and he's going to lock you up. So just save yourself the trouble. So the guy was nervous. We met. I went to his place. Super nice guy. I'm like, okay, that's all you had to do was let me see you, let me see your face and let me know where you live. I said, call me tomorrow. We'll get things figured out. And I left him standing there. Now, this was, I think, a $15,000 bond. But had I been a bounty hunter, had that been my bread and butter, I would not have been able to let that guy make it, because that's how bounty hunters make a living. Now, there's not a lot of people locally that's how they make their living. There's just not. The market here just isn't good for that. There's not enough business. There's a lot of guys that do it on the side, but they either have a full-time job or they're also writing agents. So anyway, later on down the road, this guy, I'm working another warrant file, and the agent says, hey, call so-and-so. They know the guy you're looking for, and they know a lot about the situation. So I'm like, I didn't remember the guy's name. And I'm like, so who's this guy? He's like, you don't remember? That's the guy you went to his house at like 1 o'clock in the morning and, let him make it. Now he's helping us. He wants to help us. You helped him. Now he wants to help us. So that's why I prefer to take the upfront and honest approach. Now, am I willing to be deceptive? Am I willing to lie to get the job done? Yeah, I'm willing to, but it's just not my style. I go from, hey, I'm here to help you. If I tell you I'm going to help you, I'm going to do everything in my power to help you. But I tend to go from, I'm here to help you, to, okay, I'm not here to help you anymore. When I find you, you're going to jail. Hands down. That's just, I can sleep at night. What people don't realize that get into this job for the thrill of it, they get into this job because they want to be high-speed operators and they want to dress up like ninjas with badges and wear guns and crap. Is these are real people These are people's lives, and not everybody we deal with are scum of the earth criminals. This guy, this particular guy that I'm talking about, yeah, he missed court. Yeah, there was a warrant. I believed his reason that he gave me for missing court. I believed him. I believed it was a legitimate reason. So I helped him out. You know, even if it hadn't have been a legitimate reason, if I told him I wasn't going to lock him up, I'm not going to lock him up. So it's just, you know, I have a reputation for that in my area. Most people that know me know I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. I don't like coming at people sideways. I don't like, you know, hey, I'm going to tell you this, but when it all boils down to it, this is what really happened. I don't like being known for that. I know guys like that, and you can't trust a word that comes out of their mouth, good, bad, or indifferent. So think about that when you're out there doing the job. And the new agent, I think agents, I think they sort of got that message, because the guy that they were dealing with, they said, hey, you know, I need you to come into the office. I got a warrant for your arrest, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to help you out with this. And that guy immediately was like, hey, let me send you some paperwork. That warrant's no good anymore. I took care of it 2 days later. Sorry for missing court. And he did. He sent the paperwork, and it was a dead issue. So, you know, had that wound up being a deception. Whenever you start off with deception, you know, things just tend to go sideways, you know, like, hey, I'm going to lie to you to get you here, then I'm going to throw cuffs on you, put you in a car. It's not going to be till we get 5 miles down the road that, you know, I realize, hey, you know, maybe I should check this guy's story out, because he's you know, being pretty persistent, because, you know, a lot of bounty hunters putting cuffs on somebody, even cops, bounty hunters, same thing. They don't want to hear what the guy's trying to say. They don't want to hear, look, I took care of this. I took care of this. This warrant's no good. I took care of it. I promise. You know, they're like, yeah, take it up with the judge, you know. Well, as bondsmen, we can get in trouble for that. If we take somebody into custody, take them down to the jail, they get booked in, spend the next 4 or 5 days of their life locked up till they go to court, just to find out that, you know, or just for the system to find out that they had resolved this crap 3 months ago. Man, I'd hate to be on the bondsman's end of that if something like that happened to somebody like me. You know, because I'm going to get paid for that loss, that time out of my life. I'm just saying, I am not against people suing the mess out of bondsmen for not doing their job properly. Just like police, just like, you know, doctors. You know, if you don't do your job well, if you don't do your job properly, and you are painfully negligent, you should not be doing that job. You should be sued out of the business that you're in. Anyway, I know a lot of people won't agree with that standpoint, but you know what? Our industry is under attack. My way of life, the way I feed my kids is under attack because of idiots out there doing this job, or trying to do this job. They're doing at it. They're not really doing it. And I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of sitting back, keeping my mouth quiet, keeping my mouth shut, in the interest of, you know, not bringing attention to these morons out there. We started our school, which I don't remember if I made the video about that or not, but we started our Mississippi Bell Training Institute school, and it's our goal, it's going to be our goal to turn out better agents, turn out better educated agents that will go out there and do this industry good, do honest work, not out there making fools out of us and themselves. Anyway, I'm going to get off that high horse. That's all for now. Ben the Bondsman signing out. Remember, bail bonding isn't what we do, it's who we are.